Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. This time, I'm here to remind you that this weekend, Sunday the 23rd of January 2022, the Articulation is on. We have beautiful, amazing panelists, and we have performances and special guests. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues that we face as different communities. Please join us. Go to our social media accounts and click reminder so you can be with us when we go live. Lungani Gwala, I am signing out. See you on Sunday, 23rd of January. Yay!
It's only now, or never, now, forever, now, or never, or
never. You gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health.
Sorry. Yeah, Selena Africano, artist. I do jazz, Afro pop, Afro jazz, crossover, Afro soul. I act in it. Yes, and other stuff. I love cats.
Yeah, I like that.
What do you have? What are you bringing to the table? What's your contribution to African storytelling, to the world? They must know Africa is awakening. If you look around us, Africa is awakening. So
John Ramonda, a cultural activist. Ukudabuka waseLesotho. Kodwa ke sengila, I'm settled here because of ngifika la eSouth Africa ngathola ukuthi ngifike la KwaZulu Natal itheme sengibuka iCountry yonke ngathola ukuthi iyona ene talent, iyona ene Scelo kuphela in the country, and kusekhaya. It's not like go Cape Town. Cape Town, it's an European, it's an African country in Africa as far as I look at it. And then equally kusesikangeni kungakho ngekho inkosi ngekho sizwe sakhona you mind your own business.
Hello, good people. This is Miss Classic from South Africa in the Durban city, in the township called Kwamashu, Esnqawini. I hope you're gonna enjoy our topic. I hope you are looking forward to it, because as you all know, life is about seasons. It's got all its own seasons. If you didn't do well this year, you still have another year to push forward your goals and execute your goals so that you can achieve them.
There's nothing as soul destroying as being unable to go and do the things you would normally do.
Oh man, I feel good, baby.
You gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah.
Ain't all about fits with our sister, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Manene na manene gaza. This is your boy Obongusa kamngu umsilankathi uBrenchilazi ke. Yanibingelela kwi-Articulation Show where namhlanje it's all about introduction yepanel yethu, our production team, and ke futhi ungakhohle ukuthi we also have a beautiful performance from Scelo Gowane. Kanti kwamanje ngisakuthumela le eGoli kwandongazadu akuMax kwanyama kayipheli kuphela ngazinye indoda. Let's go.
Greetings, all viewers. You are now tuned into Articulation, and my name is Mike Shepherd Mfanumzulu, all the way from KZN. You are now tuned into the best South African content in Africa. Please stay tuned as we are about to light up your day. Let's go.
Thank you, Max Shepard. Thank you, dude. These guys are all the way from Durban, South Africa. Yes, they are absolutely right. This is the Articulation Show Season 1. And today is the first episode. Namhlanje City Zazise. I cannot wait. The panelists are going to be introducing themselves. Let's chat and where they come from and who exactly they are. Yes, as you can see, we are blessed with the snow here in Arizona. I am so excited. And remember, later on, we're going to have a performance by Scelo, Gowane. It's going to be so amazing. Please stay tuned. Do call us if you have comments. Do call us if you have questions. Comment below, and it's going to be fun for all of us. Lungani Gwala, but Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate Kid Leo. This is the Articulation Season 1. I will see you later.
You gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health.
Ay, bathi khuluma nawo mfana bathi sikhamba kanjani uLungani Gwala lo aka Umfana Chocolate. Welcome to the Articulation Show. This is the first episode. Obviously, this is the first episode, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. I would just like to apologize. We are a bit late. Yeah, we are a bit late. You know, there's always some technical challenges, but we managed to defeat the issues that we came across. Oh man, I could not wait. Let me know if you can hear me at home, so we can be able to kickstart the show. I can see the waves on my microphone, which and my panel is ready to. Oh my god, it's gonna be fun. Normally, you know, this reminds me of Global Sunday show, because normally when we open the show, we talk about our week, you know, how was your week, and you know, all those, you know, nice and slow things. But here we are actually discussing really serious issues, really serious matters that we come across as communities. And I have a very, very strong panel with me. You know what? I am so fortunate to be working with these individuals, well experienced, and you know, and it's good that, you know, 90% of the panel is, you know, they are artists and they understand, you know, what, you know, as creatives, we are the leaders of this world, you know. I know someone out there at home uzongiphikisa satire wona ke manje sizama ukuyiphakamisa njenge artist, but you know, I know that's going to come up along the way as we talk, because I know each and every time ngiqala discussion kanje khona bese hayi manje sithi mina bengalona artist mina angisiwani leader. No, art, heart, earth zonke lezo zinto lezi ezibalekile zino art phakathi, so figure that out. Joking, but Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. You know what I'm gonna do right now? Ngizovele ngilahle intambo, ngilahle kwipanel yami. I know they are ready and they're going to introduce themselves, and it's gonna be fun. If you are watching at home, please do drop comments below. Let us know what you think. Let us know if, you know, we talk about something that relates to you. You can even call +27796734077. We will make sure we get you connected to our panel. You can ask questions, you can add comments. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. At the same time, we're gonna, you know, try and get a lot of findings from the issues that we come across as communities. Okay, so without wasting any time, let me just you know, pass it over to panel Yami. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Articulation.
Sanbonani, Mhlaba wonke, we greet you in the wonderful name of the Articulation. Today we are going to be keeping you company. My name is Tilo of African Thunder, Dotagazi Siponozota of Pietermaritzburg in KZN, South Africa. I am an African storyteller. I am a multidisciplinary project manager, and I am the friend that becomes family. I hope we will have an amazing time together tonight. How's everyone else doing?
Hi guys, Nambunani. Hope you're well out there. Hope you can hear me. My name is Princeton. I'm a Durban artist. Look forward to chatting with all of you guys and having a nice discussion today.
Sanbonani, good evening. My name is Vusi Shash from Durban. I'm the founder of the organization called Dedicated Artists Cultural Arts Organization. My portfolios or careers, I'm a scriptwriter, poet, storyteller, and event organizers. Lunga, I'm happy to be in this program, the Articulation Project. This will enable me to chew a bone with the listeners at home about social issues. Lunga, can I just summarize this? Those who have despair in life, I say to them, obstacles as great as mountains will be removed before them, and they should trust in the Lord with all their heart. We must never rely on what we think we know. Remember, the Lord is with you all the time, and He will give you advice and show you the right way. Thank you very much.
Amen. Abonga kakhulu Baba Siyezwa.
Anybody hear me? Okay. Sanbonani, Selina Africa, lo. I'm a vocalist. Lyricist. I still believe in good music and some artists. We are the voice of the voiceless, because only as artists and the rest of the world will follow. We can be role models. We can make or break the generation to come or the younger generation. We have a lot of influences, so as to speak, the brand you wear as an artist, the way you carry yourself, everybody wants to be you, wants to be like you, that if you famous and stuff. And the music videos we make as abantu abaculayo, the way you dress in a music video, it influences a new kind of style in the world, the hair and everything, and the way you talk about women, the issues also influences how others should think about women and other things. So, I don't want to talk a lot, but yeah, nice to meet you all.
Okay, siyabonga.
Sanbonani, Kamela Musboile Mgoma. I am an opera singer. I'm an activist. I'm a teacher. I'm a mother. I care. I believe that I was called to do my art for the sole purpose of healing nations. And I do believe that art is the conscience of any nation. And so when art goes quiet, the conscience has gone quiet. So whatever we do as artists, we must never forget that we are the voice of the voiceless. When there's a pandemic, it's up to us to speak out and educate people about that particular pandemic. When there's poverty, it's up to us to speak out and educate people around ways of getting out of poverty. We have a responsibility Ours is not glamour. Ours is not self-recognition. Ours is for the greater good. And if we don't get that, then we have failed in our mandate as artists. Thank you.
Sanibonani. Siyaphela sibona njani nina?
Wena nathi baba.
Yep, ngokwesiko lesintu noma ngabe ngingedwa wedwa angithi sawubona ngisanibona ngoba usuke ungahambe wena. Sizoqala lapho and I will start introducing myself as we as creative workers. We are from Kwantu. We are into the first being in earth. Originally, I'm from Lesotho. I'm a cultural activist. Ngisebenza na wonke umsebenzi ephathene nezobuciko ngaqala music, then drama, filming. I also deal a lot with Uguimparichi youth ngamaskill for the last 40 years. Begin a cultural youth cultural center for the last 40 years. Engingakusho ukuthi ngiyabonga ukuthi ngibe ingxenye articulation because njengamaciko kahle kahle by original or ngokwendalo we are image of God by creating everything that we do as creative workers for 95% when we are 5%. So that's how I believe we have been given a task efanani okamdali uku-entertain abantu or create izinto oku-impossible for 95% ukwenza. So angizolanda kakhulu njengoba ngithi ngiyi-creative worker. That is all I can say ngokwe-profile yami because it's very, very complicated. I can't even say what I do. Yabong.
Sanibonani. Usiphakamiso Shezi lona. Ngokuhlala I'm based eHammersdale, but I'm a father, a brother, a grandfather, and an artist, as well as an analyst. Ngiyajabula ukuba nani, and I'm very glad ukuzwa abantu engihleli nabo lana, because it seems like we have a lot to talk about. I'm not a person who actually believes in a lot of history. Somehow, I believe somehow we've lost a deep connection with ourselves. But anything which is written in books, it's also written in our genes. And we do have the power to tap into our genes. For me, being an artist is not something engenza ngoba ngithanda, but I do get my headaches. Then I get myself a pen and paper. That's what I use to heal myself. Ngizocela nje ukuthi sihloniphane sonke and sikwazi ukulekelelana sikhulisaneni ngizofunda. I come as an empty shell. Now I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of things to share. Then ngizocela nje ukuthi siphane isikhathi silalelane and sihloniphaneni. And yeah, ungathi kuzoba mnandi. Ungathi kuzoba mnandi. Ma profile amangaka mningi umsebenzi kusamele wenziwe. Cela ukuyibamba lapho nje.
Sanibonani. Sanibonani. Kwamnandi kwasekhaya. Kwakumnandi ukubadla. But esontweni bani glad to be here. Kumnandi ukubadla. Njengoba umfowethu oqeda ukusho sizofunda, siyafundisana, siyacatshulisana. Asikho ngoba it's our career, kodwa sithini ubizo. Abo into ebudla ngaphakathi ukuthi wena yini intshisekelo yakho lapho, yini ufuna ukuyibona, yabo yini wena ufuna ukuyicontribute, yabo. Because we all njengoba siyila some different characters, different background, different yabo, kodwa sihlangene la ngokwe-common goal ukuthi somewhere somehow khona la sibona khona ukuthi angathi kuyonakala, kodwa mina what can be my contribution. But the contribution yami ithi mina ngifundeni kumakhelwane wami, kubhuti wami, kubaba wami, kuma wami. Yabo. So nje kuyisithathu salento. Thank you, Mr. Gwala. Thank you, Baba Lokhozi, ngokuqhamuka nale hlelo lelo oluzokwenza ukuthi sikhulume. Ithi Lokhozi articulation. Umasipala la waseThekwini une-program oyenzayo ethiwa Articulation Africa. Athi mengibuka, but it's not what's supposed to be. Because ukuba igama elithi articulation. Because manje this is sitting la, senzani, sikhulumani, yabo. Kodwa futhi kuphi, yabo. I-platform oyi-creative Baba Gwala inamandla ngenye indlela, yabo, ukuthi isihlanganise kanje njengamaciko, njengabantu bayathiwa amaciko, njengabantu abazaziyo ukuthi thina sobani, kodwa manje sibona ngathi khona la somewhere somehow okungahambi kahle khona. Then-ke kwenze kanjani ukuthi sibuyele la abadala bethu imfundiso sayiqala khona ukuthi la ukuthi usiko lomuntu lokuphila ihamba kanjani. Cela ukuma lapho, igama lami nguSibusiso ngoba Mthembu umvelaso wavela kuqala wadla mathibane indlaleni. Kodwa-ke ngiphuma le eSouth Coast ngokomsebenzi-ke, hhayi umsebenzi futhi ngokuthi ngizame impilo. Sengiyithola ngizinzela eClermont eThekwini. Yabo.
Hi, uziboneleke nawe. That was just an introduction for ipanel yethu. Yeah, we are going to kickstart introduction just for you to understand if you are watching and you have no idea what's who these people are as South Africans, as Africans. We're gonna start getting into that now, talking about this when we talk about Africans. Who are we talking about? Because I know most of the time, people, they write history about Africans, and there are a lot of things being shared with the public, and isn't asizona is they so it's gonna be really amazing to hear from the horse's mouth, to hear from people who are from South Africa, people who are from Africa, who they are, and maybe along the way as we grow up, what have we lost along the way? We culture it as Africans, what's the difference between us as Africans and a different culture in different countries, so I'm looking forward to that. We're just gonna take a 30 seconds break, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk some more. I'll see you when we come back.
Nice to be back.
Hi, everybody. So today we're going to be talking about who we are as a people, who we are as expressed in the art that we put our heads together and create, and what the purpose is that is being served by the work that we are each up to. What does it mean to be African for each of us, and where we come from? What does it mean to be African? And what does it mean to be creating African material of substance and sharing it with the world? So as we sit before you,
I would like to just jump in there and talk a little bit about what it means to be African and an artist from Africa or of African origin. I like what Tubab Shashi said when he started his talk. He talked about the creator. You see, as creatives, we were created to create because we are made in the image of the Creator. So we have a DNA that forces us into a particular stream, which is a stream of creation. That's why we will be because we don't follow what we need to be doing. And that's why sometimes uthola most artists kuthiwa banentwaso, so they need to go bayotwasa, or they become abafundisi because there's a calling upon the life of a creative that requires you to follow in the footsteps of the Creator. And it's our spirituality that takes us to the levels that we need to go to. And when we lose sight of that spirituality, what tends to happen is we use our art for the wrong things. That's why we have issues with addiction. We have issues with immorality in our spaces because our DNA is sensitive like that. So when there's no outlet, there's something that is bound to go wrong. So as Africans, our understanding should be the essence of the heartbeat, hence the drum beat. That's why even our music doesn't work without the heartbeat, because our essence is rhythm, the heartbeat, the spirituality. This is what Africa is about. You only have to look around you. Look at the vibrancy of Africa to understand what it is. Look at the color of our skin. The color of our skin says there are certain nuances that go beyond some other cultures that don't have the depth of our skin color. You look at the richness of the colors around us, nature, trees, the sea, everything, mountains. You know, you go to KZN, you look at the Drakensberg Mountains, you go to Cape Town, you look at Table Mountain. I mean, the anomaly that is a table that always has some type of tablecloth of a cloud. That's Africa for you. So if we don't get that, if we are not learning from our surroundings, then what makes us? What gives us the innovation to come up with creative ideas, whether it's music, drama, acting, dance, whatever, whatever art form you can think of. I mean, look at what our children are doing now with the music that we created as the grown-ups. Amapiano it's nothing new. You go back, you watch, you listen to the Gowane dance rhythms. You listen to your Pedi rhythms. You listen to your Tsonga Shangana rhythms. Amapiano now, check out your Shangan dances. Amapiano now. And somehow we keep thinking we are coming up with new things that have never existed. No, we are innovative in the sense that we understand the essence of who we are. And because culture is dynamic, we have to live by the understanding of the spiritual will always speak to the physical so that we are moving with the times. We are not stuck in where we come from, and we are not open to fresh ideas. That's just my opening on that one. I'll come back later.
So actually, I think as artists, like uMama uSibongile eshilo ukuthi we are the creators. We are actually the inventors. We have the power to invent a new way of how people see impilo, because in the past, a lot of things have been influenced by the art itself. Things we see in the movies, for instance, the violence, you know, like death is nothing, like ukubulala umuntu is nothing. And even in the kuma sopis lawa asekasi, and the local daluguts, even no pemama drugs, it seems like something cool, and that is a work of an artist, art layer, because when they look at it as something cool, but actually it doesn't help because it creates a lot of violence. And people think especially kids, they think it's something cool, and now we cannot even control it. So as artists, as well, we are spiritual people. So as we are spiritual, we really see things, and then we write about them. And we have a power in that writing. Whatever we write, that is how it's going to be. Into esibhala phansi izoziwa umhlaba wonke. Imagine, the power of the art. Whatever you say, if you call a woman a B word, that's how it's going to be. It's going to be a style. It's going to be looking like something good, but it's not, yeah. Basically, for now, that's all I can say.
Ngiyabonga, Mr. Gwala. Now, interesting when you ask yourself who you are. Go back, before you call yourself an African, you need to know who you are. And in order for you to understand who you are, without knowing where you're coming from. As Africans, we've got a challenge as African artists to find a link to our past. Ngoba we cannot create a future if we do not know where we come from and who we are. Lokho kuzongenza ngibuyele back and if you go to a book called which libizwa ngeBhayibheli, it was ama-artist albhala. Right now we are called ama-prophets, but it was ama-artist. It's the only people abane power on how to tell two stories in one page. It's the only people who've got a power to make you hear what you want to hear, but at the same time, they will be telling you something else. Now, we've got a big challenge on how do we link ourselves to our past. Kunama-mysteries amaningi akhona emhlabeni. Yet ama-answers awekho. Start from Egypt, ama-pyramids, who built them, kuningi. We've lost a huge connection with Mother Nature as Africans, and that's a challenge. Into eyenza ukuthi izinto zibe worse sinama-issues of tribalism, which they will all end in a single day if singaqale sifundisane ukuthi sobani. Ngithandile meyichaza ubaba ethi suka kuntu siyahamba size sifike sibizwe ngesizwe sabantu. Sisuke sizwe sabantu size sibizwe ngesizwe samanguni. Sisuke kumanguni bese ngena inqwaba yabantu, amaZulu, amaXhosa, cha. Singabantu, siwuntu. And uma ubuza ngento esilinkayo sonke, i-culture and our way of life, indlela esiphila ngayo, ngaqala eNorthern Africa uze ufike la Southern Africa, ukuthanda abantu. Khona umthetho okushiwo ukuthiwa ivakasha noyiphatha kahle anywhere you go in Africa, as long as you are a visitor bazokuphatha kahle. Angikhulumi nge-Africa lesi corrupted with i-Western culture yokuthi abantu boniwe, yokuthi abantu bengakwazi ukuphathwa kahle. We're living in a world la bengekho khona ubugebengu, amajele kade engekho khona. And we need to find the connection yokusibuyisela kulapho. Angithandi bathi abantu asibuyele emasisweni ngoba kulukhuni ukubuyela emuva. It's very far to go back. Ngoba isiko lethu sifana nabantu abaphethe ummese. Busy siyasika njengekhekhe elikade lilikhulu etafuleni. Uyasika ayathi ngisike kancane, ubaba ubenza nje mina ngizosika kancane lana. So siyalikhatha lonke isiko lethu. If bheka in the near future, everything kade yenzeka in the past, bazobe sebengena i-reference of what is currently happening today. And it's up to our artists to tell those stories, to keep those cultures, and to keep our history intact. If ukubone somehow abanye bethi indlela ababhala ngayo, you can feel it with lento. It's like uthathe into from the past, you bring it back to the future. Not because you want to, but because there's a sense of edginess ekhona kuwena, like feeling engaphakathi, no, let me just create something new. Sometimes when you become an artist, it's like you're playing God. Whether you're writing a movie, you decide how it's going to begin and how it's going to end. And you're in the advantage when you give any script, you give it to everyone. We may look at a movie and think, wow, those people can act. This actor is a genius. No, the person who created that is a genius. So if we buga nawe, know ukuthi God, the creator, is a genius. But na-ke bengizokucela, mhlampe ngizokwenza kube i-challenge lokhu. As an artist, we need to find a way on how to bring abantu bethu together. Ama-Africans wonke. Ngoba once sakwazi ukurecreate into yokuthi ama-Africans akwazi ukuba united, that's that day we'll wake up, sikwazi ukulida umhlaba the way we've been doing in the past. Ngoba our biggest challenge yakhona njengamanje, we are divided. And if brothers are divided, baningi abantu abazo-inherita leyo nto. Into engiyithandayo about art, I will take a song laletha Mbuli elithi Not Yet Uhuru. It was released in 1996, but that song is still relevant today. And the sad part of it, people do not understand the message behind the song. That's how incredible it is. Ngoba you do not get the message. Yes, it's a nice song. You can hear, oh yeah, they can sing very well. But can we get the message? Yabona, if uzothatha umfundisi esontweni uzothatha iBhayibheli akushumayeze enzeni, and you look ukuthi ugqoke kanjani, you look at how they're presenting themselves. And we forget the message abazama ukuyidlulisa. And that's what we need to focus on, just to chaza i-art ukuthi kahle kahle isukaphi, iyaphi, and what it was meant for in the first place. So end racism, so end tribalism. It's even interesting, but everybody in the world, in the rest of the world, comes from Africa. And asibongo mabethu laba bamnyama ngebala ukuthi kahle kahle bakwazi ukuzala ama-races amangaka agcwele emhlabeni. And kumele sik-acknowledge lokho, sibahloniphe. Ngizocela futhi siphinde sibanike indawo yabo emhlabeni yokulida society. Yes, akusina sonke sizokwazi ukwenza izinto ezifanayo. If you take in, for instance, njengoba some-artists, we all specialize in different fields. Sifana njengabadlali abaphoswe groundini. Not everybody is going to be a goalkeeper. Not everybody is going to be a striker, but we need to complement each other. That's the only way you will see Africa rise to the greatest Africa, which it was meant to be. If you check right now outside, we given everything as Africans, ama resources konke kulakuthina. Ask yourself, which is the promised land? It's Africa. But what's happening to Africans? We're not utilizing konke lokho. Anyway, it will take us to a different debate if so maqala sivula ukuthi kahle kahle why omkhulu nokhokho bethu babekade be protecting nature kangaka. Lento kanje, if ungeke umvikele uma wakhe ekhaya, awukwazi ukubuya ukhale kubaba wakho uthi uma usumlimazile. And that's the biggest danger esiyenza, killing our society, we're killing our communities, we're killing environment yethu. Bese siyocela kubaba umhlaba wonakele kodwa ithina silimaza uma. Kodwa senayo into esizoyidla. Uyancela kumama, uyakunika ubisi kodwa uyamluma. Uzobuya ukhala uthi no sekunegazi kakhulu la usakwazi ukuncela. Kodwa ithina esenza lokho. Into emnandi ngathi as ama-artists, we've got this power esiphiwe yona to tap into people's spirituality. It's a way which we link abantu ne spiritual realm. And ngiyacela sisebenzise kahle igift yethu. We've got a lot to do. Ngiyabonga.
I just want to say, like what the gentleman was just talking about right now, about the spiritual realm. And I like what Sister Boyele said earlier on about everything is spiritual. So a lot of things I don't agree with. I'm sorry to say that. Nobody is meant, I don't think there's a country or even a continent that is meant to lead. I think that the way the world is designed is going according to the way it's designed. So sometimes I think, okay, I'm an artist, first of all. I probably didn't introduce myself properly in the beginning. And I like what the gentleman was saying is that we as artists, we like to play God. And that is exactly what he was doing with this little speech that he gave in terms of Africa needs to be united. And how do you know that Africa is not united? You know, why are we trying to lead? It's not our place to lead. We are all just created. Everybody is playing their role. Each country, each island, each continent, each city, whether it's the Bahamas, whether it's Haiti, whether it's Australia, we are all just playing a role. And so is Africa. This is just my belief. So I don't think we're all gonna agree on certain things. But for me, it's like this. This is how I see things. And I love what you have discussed earlier on about God has created us and there's a spiritual realm and all of that. I believe that. I believe that. And if you believe that, you will understand that it's not your place to want to be a leader. It's not your place to want to be a leading country, a leading continent. There are certain things and principalities in this world. And even us as musicians, it's not everybody's goal or not even goal. I would say it's not every artist's place to be a Grammy-nominated artist. We are all playing a role and we all have to respect each other. I cannot come and say that I'm supposed to lead. Who told me that? Nobody has told me that I'm supposed to lead. Africa is a country. I believe we have a lot of resources. We are doing quite fine. Yes, we are divided. I understand that. But just name one country that is not divided. There's no country that is not divided. And the lady earlier on spoke about we want to implement and we want to show people new things. Nothing is new in this world. Nothing is new in this world. What you are wearing today was a fashion 30 years ago, and it goes. Bell bottoms will come back. It's gone and gone. Music, as Sis Mongile said, it goes and it comes and it goes and nothing is new. Only God is the creator of something new, because nobody has created what He's created. So I just believe that humans just need to unite as a world. Don't single it out as certain countries. We need to get this back and get this back. I think sometimes we become delusional in these Facebooks and getting too much information on the internet. Not everything on the internet is true. And also, we can't even go into culture, African culture. I'm born in KZN. I know about African culture. Sometimes I believe that we're claiming a culture that doesn't even belong to us. To be honest with you, right there and then. You can go to the Bahamas, you can go to Haiti, you can go to Jamaica. The things that you're calling your own, other people are doing it. So someone has to open our eyes and be we have to see beyond what we see. Remember, everything that is happening now has happened before. Anything that happens in your life, you've dreamt about it before, but you didn't know about it, but you've dreamt about this. So there's nothing new and you're not creating anything new. I just believe that everybody needs to play their role, respect each other as the world. We are the world. We are not Australia or Africa. Yes, those are our countries where you are born in, but let's respect the world as a whole and not single ourselves out, because sometimes we're not the smartest of people. We speak things, sometimes we become ignorant. I think that's the word. We become ignorant. And then when we go to another place, oh, I didn't know. There's a lot of things we don't know. Let's just be learned. Like I love what the gentleman said, he's a student. I'm a student myself, and I'm here on this articulation show to learn and discover more things and just see where are we going with this. I wouldn't want Africa to be a leader. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't want that, because if Africa has to lead right now, trust me, we'd be doomed. Let's just be honest about that. So let's just play our role as human beings and love each other, respect each other. There are so many different cultures and people out there. You will be amazed that some of the things you share with other people, and you share them exactly. And you never knew that we actually are the same. We are actually the same. You believe the same thing that I believe from KZN. So I just think let's just be students and respect each other as the world. And we need to stop this thing of we the first and we creating and we. You must remember, even us from KZN, KwaZulu-Natal, some of us are not even from. If you have to think about the Zulu people, some of us are actually from up Africa, and a lot of us don't even know that we also foreigners here. But that's a topic for another day. So just remember that you do not own this land. Nobody owns anything here. We have passports here. We are just passing by. We don't own this sand. We don't own this land. So I just believe that sometimes we can be, our minds can be warped, and we've been learning the wrong things. You know, sometimes we just have to pray for clarity and wisdom. You know, don't worry about the internet and what you read on the internet. Some things will be revealed to you. Like I say, things that are done in the spiritual realm, but eventually it comes to life in the physical. So for now, I just want to say I'm a student, I'm an artist. I'm here to learn from you guys what you know. I don't know a lot, but I know a little bit. And I'm willing to learn, and I respect everyone here as Africans. Thank you.
I really find it interesting how all of us have, they're not completely different takes, but they are unique contributions to really what I think is a common goal. So Princeton says, let's not wish for Africa to lead, because if Africa leads, we would be doomed. What are we doing to make sure that that is not the case? Is that not on our shoulders? And we can't keep following the whole time. You know, we need to at some point get up and like take pride in all we stand for. There is definitely strength in who we are and in where we come from. Our DNA, our genetic makeup, if you look back at all that we have overcome, even not us, the physical beings, but you know, our people, our descendants, the people who we descend from, and what they overcame. Africa has had a long history of being subdued and, you know, being the underdog, for the lack of a better word. And like Uputus Pagamiso Shezi had said, that if we do unite, I don't think that that's a bad thing to unite. And it may be a problem that is bigger than just Africa. But if we speak about who we are and where we came from, and how we could possibly conquer the things that stand in our way and try and stop us from all that we are trying to do. If we speak about turning our back on all the things that divide us and holding on to the common threads which make up the beautiful tapestry of a festive Africa, a loving Africa, an Africa of community where it takes a village to raise a child. That could be the case anywhere else in the world. But whatever they do, I don't believe that they do it the same as we could do it, or we have been doing it. And there's definitely a lot that we still need to improve upon in terms of documenting our heritage and rubber stamping, putting a rubber stamp, and creating a badge out of Africanness that everybody wants to wear. You know, when I make my music, I pray to God that it moves people, whether it's a sad song, whether it's a happy song, but that it moves them towards something, that it makes them feel, that it you know, gets them to question a system or whatever else. You know, sometimes it's not that deep. Sometimes a poem, you know, just sounds good, or a song just makes you want to dance, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that there's definitely, you know, a lot to be gained in being purposeful in what we do, and keeping our history intact and keeping our heritage clear will help us from taking on the things of other nations and claiming them as our own. We really, I think, can only date back a couple of hundred or a couple of thousands of years, because our stories have been told by word of mouth. They've been told in song. They've been told in clan names. They've been, you know, drawn in pictures, hieroglyphics on the walls of the caves. We haven't documented according to what Western standards would say is sufficient, because that is words on a paper. If you compare African documentation and African storytelling and African history, if you compare that to other nations and other races and other countries, some people could argue that we are found wanting. However, there are many other people who could argue that no, we're not found wanting. It's just a matter of people having the interest and having the dedication and the commitment to go and look up what you need to know, to sit with who you need to sit with and ask the important questions, to listen to the songs you need to listen to, and to really dig deep within your own self as well. What is Africanness to you, and what would you like Africanness to be, kwabanye and those around you? It would be nice. I would love to see a day when the African child, when calling themselves African, does not, by virtue of being African, then become downtrodden or seeming like, subdued or looking for handouts or looking for help. I long for a day when Africa does take center stage in things like, for example, technology or, robotics. The fourth industrial revolution is upon us. Africa has a humongous contribution to make. But we are busy kind of, fighting over crumbs and squabbling against each other and othering each other and looking down on each other, pulling each other down. And if we would really just, spend some time and just remember what it was like before, there were definitely wars, there were definitely disagreements. But if Africa were to unite, I think we would get further in the things that are, should be priority to the African child and to Africa herself.
I hear that. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm just trying to think, like, if, let's just say, Africa were to unite tomorrow, what do you think? What do you think would happen? If Africa had to unite, what do you think would happen?
I believe we would share common interests. I believe we would trade knowledge. I believe we would lift each other up. And I certainly believe that we would conquer the world. You can ask anyone what that means for them. I'm sure it means a different thing for all of us, because none of us were placed on earth for the same thing. But we would certainly get further than we are doing right now, because there is a lot pulling us back. A house divided against itself will fall.
Can I please just jump in there? I think the narrative and the conversations tend to go a certain way because of the way we have been. See, what's the right word I'm looking for? We are wired a certain way because of how we are socialized. We have been taught that there's got to be a conqueror and someone who's conquered. That's a warped way of thinking. We are wired to believe that we need to take over. That's a warped way of thinking. The right way of thinking is, how do we live together without killing each other? How do we live together, collaborate to build? Because if we're talking creatives, then we are talking people who are making something out of something that is not there. So if you're making a dress, you are taking something that is not there and bringing it into being. Now, this mentality of conquering comes from a Western precept of taking over from those nations that have. So whatever I don't have, think of England. England right now rules the world. What do they produce? What is their biggest resource? The queen? But Africa has gold, diamonds, human resources. That's why we have even a history of slavery because somebody wanted to conquer. Now, if we as Africans understood our role better than the history that says we were conquerors or we are warriors, that's a warped history. Our history is a history of storytelling, healing, ubuntu. A child is brought up by a village. That is our history. Now, whether that is written in a book, in a Western library, is neither here nor there. It's in here. You know it, I know it. What does your conscience say? And that is where, as artists, personally, I feel we are failing. We forget to tap into what we have that is firsthand, not what we are taught in school, not a socialization model that has taught us that we have to be a certain way to be acceptable. The fact that we are here, the fact that we be, the fact that we are here now, we exist, is enough. So how the world then decides to grade that, whether it's by saying you have a primary school education or a university education, whether it's a master's or a doctorate, if you are still not living, then what's the point of that education that only limits your understanding? The best education you can get is like this: community. We talk to each other, but we've stopped talking to each other. We tweet at each other, we Facebook each other, we WhatsApp each other. We even call it that. You're not saying I sent you a message on WhatsApp. You say I WhatsApped you, because that's what we do. We WhatsApp at each other. We are not listening. We are not conversing. We've stopped being. Ubuntu bethu buhambe ney'ncwadi. Iy'ncwadi have taught us that we don't need people because we have the knowledge of books. There's a problem right there. Yes, there's a lot of background in books, but then our creativity goes to sleep when we focus too much on book knowledge and not human knowledge. And that is our role as African artists, not to rule the world, not to take over the world. And before I finish this one thought, this narrative of unity is problematic. People don't need to be united, whether they are countries, whether they are political parties, whether they are artists, whether they whatever. People need to understand each other, communicate so that they can collaborate. When you collaborate, you can share. But as long as we want to control, conquer, and, we will talk unity because we need to conquer. Conquering comes with pride and ego. Ego and pride do not include Africanism, humanitarianism, Ubuntu, Batupili, any of that. Pride and ego speaks to the self. What can I collect, accumulate, and claim as my own? Because then it gives me glory. So that's why the whole precept of artistry has now been taken over by celebrity, because we've lost a sense of what creativity is about, what godliness, the God person, the God being, you know, the spiritualities, salaba baze ngaphambi kwethu. What did they stand for? When you look back to centuries, what did it look like? It didn't look like this. And now, because the Western way of thinking has taken over, it says it's got to remain a certain way, but people have to take over because all we know is to conquer. We don't need to conquer. We need to learn how to live together and appreciate and share what God has given us, the ability to create and enjoy. That's why people are not enjoying life. Depression.
Culture, we're taught to treat our visitors very well. We've got a stigma which we need to kill. Ukuthi you will think ukuthi another race is superior to Africans, and then you look down on your fellow Africans. That's what we need to heal ourselves from and heal Africa from. That's what I mean when I say Africa needs to unite. And yes, Africa needs to lead. The reason why ngisho njalo, the world is enough for every human to share, live, sihlale, kube mnandi. It's enough for everyone. The biggest problem is there are greedy people esiphila nabo emhlabeni. No one was meant to beg. No one was meant to stand emgaqweni acele. If you've got hands which you can use to feed yourselves. Mother Nature feeds everyone. And that's what we were taught in African. Maybe if we look at the history after we had the bartering system, there was once a time when one man came to visit Africa. Wabuya Wati has never found so many people who are rich because we had no jails, because it was not allowed for you to steal. Nobody saw the need of stealing anything. If go conducting our wicela, and if that was a need to umuntu wayinika. In Africa, we had it's one of the richest countries in the on the media. I still have that picture of Leangani encane yayikadiswela ukudla kukhona ama-vulture. It was like kwakukade kushile la ekadilele khona. And that's not an African way. Njoba sisho nje ukuthi Africa ingane yakamakhelwane uyithanda ngendlela ongayithanda khona. Ungathanda ngaye yakho. In Africa, you've got the power to discipline ingane noma thiwa uyizali. But because leyo ngane akusiyone yakho, but it's a child, you're supposed to raise them as your own. In Africa, we've got this thing ukuthi kumele sithathe siyoyifundisa umhlaba wonke yokuthi omama bathathwa bawushiwa kuma old age homes. Bathathwa bawushiwa emakhaya and we take care of them. Do you imagine umzali wakho took care of you when you were still a child? Mese kuyisikhathi sokuthi now you return the favor, you let them go. Yabona ngikhulele lokishini, I once said umuntu kuthiwa sipha, you cannot change the world. Umhlaba unjena nje ushiya unjena. That's not the mentality. Umngane nami wangitshela lo ngamshaya ngempama athi ungishayelani ngathi no, don't look at me. If you think everything is happening because God plans it, no, that's not true. Wathi usangibuza ngamphinda ngenye athi uyangiphindisela ngithi no ngangishaya, God planned ukuthi ngikushaye ngempama. But what was spy? You need to accept everything which is happening in this world. I say no, you cannot accept everything which is happening into the world. A lot in this world is wrong. And it's up to us to fix it. I'm an artist. We need to awaken consciousness yabantu. Yes, there's a time to have fun. At the same time, there's a time when you need to take care of umhlaba esiphila kuwona. But if you think about what science has been saying, if the world is almost more than 1 billion years old, humans have been in this world for only 3 or 4 minutes. But look at it, destruction as a cause. Yes, there's gonna be changes. If you think in Guti you'll have a good time, Noma, people will rejoice and have a good time in heaven, then what are we still doing here? Baham and go have a good time in heaven. We'll stay and fix the kaya lengane zethu. In Africa, we had a culture to say, if you're not going to chop the tree down. You'll go to mess, you'll cut it. You're saving the tree for the next person who might need it. We had a culture, if you're going to do your number 2, you don't do it under a tree. You're still going to need a shadow of the tree. You save it for the next person. That's what Africa needs to share to the rest of the world, which we need to share, not to be greedy and take over anything. Right now, all we see is greed, everything. Okay, I will try not to be too long. Catalan.
Can I just add to that? Because when I mentioned Ubuti, Africa would conquer the world, in as much as it is a warped way of thinking because it is how we've been socialized. To take it over amanyama country, that's never really been our plight. Although akusizanga from others coming to invade and conquer us, bengikhuluma ngokuthi embrace lokho kuwo kwethu and conquer ne socialization, even leyo socialization yethu ukuthi siyeke njengama Africa ukwamukela izinto zabanye as superior to our own way of life. That spirit of community, that spirit of family, that leaving behind for the next generation, and holding each other up and not letting a person aswele eduze kwakho ukhona. Bengikhuluma ngako ukuthanda ubuthina nokuvikela okwethu from njengoba nisho ukuthi eEngland they rule the world, but what are they producing? Nokuthi Ethiopia abahluphekile ngoba banama minerals. Awaba benefit lawo minerals for the most part asiza abanye abantu abangaphandle kwakhona. So mangithi conquer ngikhuluma nangokuvikela and keeping sacred amagugu okuwawethu, sikwazi ukuthi makuthiwa kukhona abazomelana nathi phezukwawo noma abazobangisana nathi noma abazosenza siyibone singalutho ezweni lethu noma for ukwenza izinto ngendlela yethu. Conquer those people, or conquer those systems, or conquer those thought processes and those subjects in school even. That's what I was referring to. It does need to be conquered because it has become a war. We're not going to get all that back by smiling and waving. People have bled. People have died, people have disappeared, people have been sold to other people, living beings. That is the things that we need to conquer and protect Africa and her children from.
I'd just like to ask you one question. I believe what you're saying, and I agree with you, but maybe if you would have more knowledge than me in terms of, I believe all these things that you have mentioned, I believe that we actually owned them before. All of these things, they belong to us. Maybe someone can answer me and tell me, how did we lose these things? Because now we want to lead again. But we had all of these things on the palm of our hands before. How did we lose all of this? That's my question to anyone, actually.
Can I answer that? Can I answer that?
Yes, of course you can, because I wasn't going to answer the question. I was going to ask who Princeton first. Would it, before anyone answers the question, you sound like it's okay that everybody's taking the things from us. Are you okay with that, with things as they are? Is it fine?
No, I'm not okay with it. But at the same time, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't there on the day when we lost the stuff. Okay? I'll be very disappointed to find out that some guy came and showed my great whoever a stone with a reflection. And that guy wanted to lead. He was being selfish and he gave the land away. So, that's why I wasn't there. So I'd like to know if anyone knows, how did we lose the stuff when we had it? Because it was ours.
Oh, well.
I can
like
also
I said, can I please just
shortly.
answer that? Can I please just come in there?
Carry on, Meg.
And say, I honestly don't believe we lost anything. Think about it. Think about it. We talk about getting the land back. So, according to the modern standards, who owns the land? The one who has the piece of paper. There was a time when there wasn't a piece of paper and people said they were giving each other land. And I agree in Princeton to say the land does not belong to anybody, whether you got a piece of paper or not. It doesn't belong to anybody. But because we have all these pieces of paper that have been generated over time and even revised to make it even more difficult to go back, to reclaim. If you look at homeless people, simple analogy, look at homeless people. They find a corner on the street and they sleep. And that becomes their corner. It becomes their corner. Nobody gives them a piece of paper to say, this is your corner, now you own it. But when it comes to bigger land,
Somebody must now be given a piece of paper. Somebody came and said, it's the piece of paper that gives you the right to the land. It's the same piece of paper that gave them the right to minerals. That's the same piece of paper that is blocking us from crossing borders. So I would just like to put on the table just a thought. We never lost anything. There's a paradigm shift that needs to happen to say, kahle kahle, entlek entlek. What needs to be happening here is a different conversation where we all come to the table as equals, not those who own versus those who don't have, because we all don't have. We came here with nothing, we leave with nothing. That's why people would leave another piece of paper to say, my family must now inherit, because they know they can't control it. They didn't come here with it, and they're gonna leave without it. So maybe that's the conquer that needs to happen, Tilo, where people need to start thinking differently. We need to conquer the slavery mindset that says we don't have a right to change our circumstances. I agree, Nospa, to say, yes, don't tell me I can't change. Don't tell me that it's the way the world is, because the world was made like that by somebody who believed that they had a superior mindset that allowed them to dupe people into believing they can't change their circumstances. Remember how Amapoisa in the 70s, kufika umantshingilane oyi-1, azobopha abantu abayi-20 abangenadompasi, athi, stand here. And then this guy goes, athi, ngisayolanda ubasi. And then they stand there because the Iphoyisa lithe they must stand there. Nothing is holding them there. But it's so I'm just putting it on the table to say maybe we didn't lose anything. We just it's again a socialization. There's a way of it's a mind control, and with 4IR, the mind control is getting worse because we are so focused on our gadgets, we are not looking at each other.
Practically speaking, Ma, do you think that if we were to just wake up, if the paradigm shift happened tonight, like Princeton has been making examples, and we all woke up and we decided no one owns anything, and so the gold that is mined, wherever, I can have it for myself. Practically speaking, us catching a wake up and going back and taking things to the way they were, do you think it would be just a matter of deciding?
It is. I do believe that, because look at it this way. How many people can you arrest at a given time? That's why they don't arrest a lot of people at a given time. Then they would rather bring in the soldiers and the police to shoot to kill, because you cannot arrest that many people. If everybody decided to agree as opposed to unite, if we agree, do you know how many things can change? Because we agree. Unite means we are coming together. It doesn't matter, we must all unite now. But if we agree, wherever we are, think of it this way. What's the majority of, in terms of race in South Africa? Majority is Black people. Don't worry about this whole divide and rule strategy of calling people this and that. Black, just say Black people. That's the majority. If all Black people woke up tomorrow and said,
invite my brother, join. Then I planned the hostile takeover. Remember when I nice, you being very nice to me. Okay, I'll give you a history lesson. That time there was no killing. What would make Liwa will throw spears around, whoever threw the hardest, nani. Kings will just sit down and decide who to won the war. Ngoba we're not allowed to even kill. That was our way of life. That was what we called Ubuntu. They were given land. I'm not saying that was wrong. No, that was correct. But now it was wrong. Group areas. When the time kucelwa abantu bethu ukuthi bamba osebenza and dig up the mines, they said no, there's no need for us to work. We don't need money. I'll tell you the truth, both my grandfathers, none of them ever worked. Omunye wayenomhlaba etshala enamaplazi, omunye he had just land and everything. Nobody ever worked. I asked Gogo, then how did they pay for ilobol? But no, they had everything. I was asking myself all these questions, which, okay, now why like Agunjena? It's because the land gave us everything. So what did they do? They said, no, let's take away their land. People were moved away from their homes into the so we'll need to go and work. I'm not saying which we didn't need to change or we didn't need to transform. Remember, I spoke about Ethiopia earlier on. Ethiopia is almost the only country in Africa which was never colonized. Everything there, their culture, it's still original. And right now, Ethiopia is suffering because they want to destroy that image. Right now in South Africa might be a different age, but if I go to Ethiopia, I might be 7 years younger. But they are using a different calendar in Ethiopia. Okay. It's because Bona, everything is still original the way it was. They change because they want to, not because they are forced to change. I'm not against the change. I love changes, yes. And I love what is into a developer, but not at an expense of somebody else. If you've got something, some money which you're saving, you should decide to go to save until when. I cannot come and force you, no. Now I will kill you. No, it shouldn't be by force. If I fail to convince you, I should let it go eyako. And that's the biggest problem with Africans. Right now, it's been forced to be mined by Ingane Ngane. Not to go to we don't need cell phones, we do need cell phones, but not to go to take them by force from the original owners of it. Imagine I walk into your house. There was looting a few months ago. People were just taking over, isn't which did not belong to them at all. Was that correct? No, it was wrong. And the same thing has been happening over 1,000 years to Africa. Africa has been suffering. And we need to change that. Right now, Zimbabwe, if you go and check a border between Zimbabwe and South Africa, almost about 2 million Bafunung in South Africa because they are saying what Zimbabwe pilek. But no, things are bad there. But who's making things bad? If you leave Ikaya, who do you think is going to fix it? No one. If you run away from your problems, no one will fix them for you. You need to stand up and fix your problems. No, but there's no one else who's coming to help you. You need to learn to help yourself. That's what I mean if I say people should unite. We need to understand our problems, and we need to know how to fix them. And we need to know where exactly are we trying to go. Whether we're saying, okay, I will make a practical example. Our resources that are going to go dry very soon. What's going to happen when they are dry? Right now, South Africa is depending so much on the primary market. Mining, we're not manufacturing anything. As soon as it goes little, it's gone. Do you know what do they do with it? Only a few of us know what benzoan. So what's going to happen to us in the near future? If we figure out your fridge is full in December, then the show I leave it empty and then I walk away. What's going to happen to your kids? Of course, you're going to start starving. In the meantime, I've got my own way of how I survive. All I'm saying, Africa needs to be protected, and there's no one who will protect Africa besides Africans. Give me the lap, and I'm not going anywhere. Hey, we need to kill this slave mentality which we have of accepting everything just because it's thrown to us. There's no one who's superior to us. All people in the eyes of God are equal. All people are equal. It's just the way we do things is different. As Africans, we care a lot, we love a lot, we forgive a lot, and that's what we need to spread to the rest of the world. If everybody was as forgiving and as loving as Africans, I will make, for instance, a practical example. Look what happened to World War II, the Holocaust. Have they forgiven Hitler and Germans? No. Africans were forgiven. But no, let's forget about it. Let's just move on. Because we Africans, we love, we forgive. And that's what we need to spread. I will ask you one simple question. Would you like to have a leader who can forgive when there's a time to forgive? or a leader who will say, "Good, no, an eye for an eye. We must take as we say in No, that's not Ubuntu. That's not being an African. This is all my lap.
Okay. Can I say something? Oh, yeah, you can hear me, of course. So now what I want to add is as an African, I'm not adding anything to what you said. Well, you said it all. I'm just saying what I wish to say here. What I think as an African, I think as an African, I am that person with curly, bushy hair, you know, and I don't need nobody to judge me for that or to tell me otherwise, because now what I see with this Western culture and all these other things, we tend to get a stigma when you zako as an African person. It's neat. I remember in other Durban girls high school, there was this teacher who was telling black kids, azikho neat, you know, they need to fagi relax ikhanda. So that means they want us to forget who we are and be apologetic about it. And I need to be able to be proud. I am dark skinned. That I am dark skinned. Yes, it's okay. I don't need to bleach my skin in order to be considered beautiful, you know, because I'm an African. I'm not apologetic about that. And as an African, also, I need to be able to embrace my spiritual callings. It's true. Some of us have got some spiritual callings from our ancestors. I don't need to be judged just because I don't say Jesus Christ is my ancestor, then I'll be called a witch, you know, because I don't want to be born again and I want to go and bath in the river to do some cleansings and some rituals, and then I'm looked like, okay, lon and you know, I need to understand that as an African, I may be sick and udokotela ufunde Cuba, you know, they can't heal me, but a traditional healer can heal me because that's our African way of doing things. So, yeah, mostly I'm not gonna be long, but that's all I wanted to say for now about being an African.
Yes, ulungise le nto engiyibona sengathi ngesikhathi we are from Kwantu, we are into the first being on earth. That is not a joke. I think njengoba sikhuluma sithe sometimes sifunda noma siyafunda nabaleli kufuneka bafunde, you know, we must go one step backward. And then I'm a historian, archivist, and researcher. So I'm this almost like 50 years. I've taught Africa because we can understand that in now, for example, Christine, one thing simple is to South Africa, doing African states. Bafike abamhlophe bethi bayobheka curry powder e-India, and then abasahambanga. All of a sudden bafuna ukuthi, especially ngapha emaXhoseni, bafuna ukuthi abantu babona bayeke ukulima ngoba more of us, 90% we are farmers. Mina, I'm coming from a background where ngikhulele half of my life kule age engikuyona yasemakhaya, the other one yasedolobheni. And my grandparents bebe ama-farmers. So now I know ukuthi most of us, we need to know exactly ukuthi siqhamukaphi ukuze sazi ukuthi siyaphi. And okunye engizokuphendula lana uthina sonke nabalaleli ukuthi we as Africans sikhona kuwo wonke amakhono omhlaba. La South Africa, the original indigenous people, as we can see even at them getting abatwa amaphoyisana. But as I've said, ukuthi siphuma kwantu saba bengoni and tasabalala up to sizofika la. Now, uma sikhuluma ngama-resources la ukhulunywa ngakho, umdala uqala wakhathi nakuqala, so abamhlophe ayikho nje into abanikayo, wasinika kakhulu. So there is a lot to take from us. And I'm also saying to Mr. Shays, ukhona into ayithintile, sinobuntu, and bathatha advantage yalokho. As creative workers, this is why we wanted to come together, because we have got that leadership that we can lead, because we are an image of God, as I've said from beginning, Mascot. And we can't deny that. This is why we create things that ordinary people, they can't, and we are doing it for them. So now, kubalulekile ukuthi sazi ukuthi, for example, like South Africa, bafike bethi bayapha belungu. And what happened ngapha Western Cape, but then kungakho isizwe samaXhosa sashintsha ngisho ama-surname. For example, when I came from Lesotho here, I've been asked with the first interview ukuthi kunjani ngishintshe isibongo, and then ngizohlala eWentworth, ngathi no. And ngaqhubeka nesibongo sami, kwathiwa okay, we should uzohlala eClermont, ngathi that's fine. This is when I came to be a political activist and cultural activist to fight against the oppression that I've noticed. And then usisi Sibongile ukhulume ngendaba khona into ayithintile ukuthi e-UK ku-archive umsebenzi kaPrincess Magogwe esingenawo la eSouth Africa. This is how far I can go, the whole world. And then uma ufika lapho uyathola ihawu likaCetshwayo lilapha. And then if we are good religion, we are told ukuthi oJesu noMaria nani the Bible labhalwa abantu abamnyama, uMaria no Jesu abantu abamnyama. If you wanted to see that, go to Austria, good religion museum, uzoyithola lento engikhuluma ngayo. Kungakho Christmas kubona yolunye usuku. We have been brainwashed in such a way that we don't move from the library spiritual economy. So I personally, I've lived so early, even to 7 ngoba I realized ukuthi akanawo ama-skill enginawo, and what I need is the roof to make money. Up until today, I never look back, and I'm still surviving. And I also use my common sense. This is why today, sonke nabalalele, they can cook babheke ukuthi kune Shaka Zulu African restaurant ese-UK ownwa mlungu, then izobuya la e-Africa sikhokhe millions or over a billion ukusebenzisa nje lelo gama njengoba ke kwenze kulethwe i-cultural festival from America. Then umasipala wethu wakhokha 4.5 million ukusebenzisa festival. Where else for many years, 30 years, ngilong propose ukuthi kufanele kube khona international cultural festival that we don't have. Then I'll go back to SE1 and also kukumkhakha wami. Thina amaciko amnyama eSouth Africa sirikatwa njengabasebenzi only if you are a white person who preserve music waphesheya mhlawumbe ku-orchestra, then you come to be a creative worker and you get paid. So at the expense of ama-artists, they are dying famous and poor. Then umasiza kulezi zinto zoma-parades yonke lento leyo ukabani wethu, and abamhlophe benza self-entertainment, no CD, no DVD. And then we keep quiet. Our government is spending over 60 million per orchestra in the country. Then gibese ngibuyela kulento ukuthi cultural centers. We don't have African cultural center, but zonke inhlanga ezikhona amaJuda wenani ama-French uyabona lapha eMorningside ama-lokhuzana ise-beachfront. Where is ours? Nothing. So kubalulekile understand futhi nokuthi history, it means somebody else's story. That's another thing that we don't understand. And we also forgetting ukuthi the education system is designed when you figure that South Africa, and I've noticed that from the interview with the none of us ofunda civic engineering yangempela kuba yifake ukuthi ube handy boy yomlungu. This is why ngisheshe ngayeka ukusebenzela umlungu, because I noticed ukuthi imali engiyihola ye-job card yomsebenzi owodwa engikwenzile at 8, where else ngimsebenzi yo-4, and then at the end of the week izohola for ilento umsebenzi owodwa the whole week. This is why ngikwazile ukuthi ngibe nemali ke bese ngibheka ukuthi eAfrica yonke la ngakhona kuyakhona, because bengiyifinance ami ngichecka yonke into costume wise, jewelry, even nemkhuba namasiko akhona. So I'm here with you guys. We must share the reality of what happened. Siyeke ukuzibuka ngemuva kwesibuko la kunopende ngakhona sizibanjile seabanye abantu. And then those who they wanted to learn, they must learn how to learn, and they must read. Because that's another thing, that we are so brainwashed in such a way that we don't believe ukuthi we're right, we're wrong, because we happen to listen to izinto ekungezona instead of siphenye ukuthi and use our common sense. Let me put it that way. You know, right now, ngizwenza nje umlinganiso omncane ukuthi mina ngihamba ngenza konke ngibona abantu abamnyama bengakwenzi. This is why I produced the first saloon in the country, the first black theater, I did it that, the first African restaurant, I did it that, the first African production where you find music, dance, and on konke lezo zinto up until now. Nalena ngicabanga ukuthi unique, and we must work very hard to make it to happen. Yabo.
Okay. We are Africans. Africa is for Africans. And we are the soul of Africa. And the land in Africa is for Africans. Ma Africa, our motto is humanity, Ubuntu. Africa is the greatest country. I think God created the world, and Africa was the land which He loved so much. It's got gold, minerals, got gold, diamond, platinum, etc., etc. But Africans own nothing. They are poor as church mouse in a rich country with rich minerals, expensive minerals. Now, how can we resolve that? Sadalwa singabantu abacebile bakwethu. Wawukhokho babenenkomo befuyile, ube namasimu kulinywa, uphila kamnandi kasentshenza umlungu. Now, we are slaves of the white people, and the land was taken from us. We are still boys and girls of the white people. Now, when it comes to art, if you can have a look at the mountains, the valleys, the caves, that's art. And who created that art? That's God. And so, in other words, we are the messengers of God as artists. We have to spread the message. We have to spread the message of promoting our culture and heritage. Namhlanje sesifaka weave, siyayipenda, imitate other people's culture and heritage. Ukuthi sibeke eceleni manje. And then kulapha kuma-artists, there's a problem. The artists are not well supported by the government because they recognize as abahlanya la behlala benyuka ngegingi, they're going to years, but they don't want to work. No, we can't work because we are creators. We create productions, we create music, we compose music as artists. Now that is why most of the artists, they die being poor, as John has just said. Bengithi-ke mina, we as artists, we need to fight for our rights. We need to fight for our rights. We don't have what you call or provident fund, you know, or pension fund. You don't have. That is why I think Lapana program director overseas, the artists are well respected than South Africa. Let's say, for instance, now Madala Wunene is a superstar, but he's not recognized yet. And then he's not financially supported by the government just to thank him. I've written a script here, a program director, which says, Siya egoli maji, they are going to Johannesburg, gents. The production revolves around the plight of the artist. Uma sibheka-ke bakwethu umnotho wezwe, ama-artists okwayamaciko anamandla okufukula umnotho wezwe, adalele namathuba emisebenzi. But now they're lacking this financial support in order to create powerful production which will educate, raise awarenesses on social ills, etc., etc. Manje bengithi-ke umsebenzi ngathi semkhulu kakhulu. Even these funding institutions, they don't fund adequately. They don't fund our projects adequately. What is 50,000 rand funding? That money is just sufficient for rehearsals, you know, and then maybe for stationery as well. Now, what about the production? You need to pay a theater for performance, and then the theaters are that. Okay. Okay. Performance is to put up a production on stage at the theater. It's very, very much exorbitant. So that 50,000 rand is just finished there at the rehearsals. Eh? So no, how are you going to go about with the product? Because you want to tour now, international from players' company to other theaters around nationally. So you can't. So that is why you're failing to uplift the economy of the country. Can I stop there now? Can I? Luga?
Yeah, we have a very serious discussion here. Yeah, it's really hectic. But yeah, I just want to give everyone a break. Since we have a performance kancane, we have Scelo Gowane. Yeah, I can see my video feed is lagging a little bit, but yeah, I'm gonna just make you guys relax. I know it's very intense right now, and topic cool. We're gonna continue. I'm sure you at home, you are learning now. Even if we say Africa, we say South Africa, you are learning about the history of Africa. And it's really amazing because there's different perspective from panel to. It's so amazing. So I don't know if Scelo Gowane already needing to promise like it's like I can see you, I can feel your energy at home. We're like sitting on the couch, like even though I'm skinny, because the information that we're getting is so rich. It is so rich. So yeah, I hope Scelo Gowane already. Scelo Gowane, he is one of my favorite artist. He's all the way from Durban. I don't know if he's gonna share a short message before I perform okanye he's gonna be like, you know what, sekukhulunywe kakhulu ngizovele ngihlale phe kwendawo mina. So yeah, Scelo Gowane, when you are ready, please go for it, sir. And it seems like I'm not getting your audio on this side, Scelo Gowane. Can you try and work on your audio so we can be able to hear you from Ekaya Namilai Studio? I just want to listen to your music because your music is one of my favorites. So yeah, please go for it. Okay, seems like Scelo Gowane usatila ne technical issue.
Hello! Welcome to the Articulation Season 1 2022. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Chocolate Kid Leo. But Corona Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. Yes, it's here. It's gonna be starting on the 23rd of January. Please, I cannot wait to introduce you to our panelists, our performers, and the entire team. Shout out to you, and I hope you are ready. Let's go! Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. This time, I'm here to remind you that this weekend, Sunday, the 23rd of January 2022, the Articulation is on. We have beautiful, amazing panelists, and we have performances and special guests. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues that we face as different communities. Please join us. Go to our social media accounts and click reminder so you can be with us when we go live. Lungani Gwala, I am signing out. See you on Sunday, 23rd of January. Yay!
It's only now, now or never, now, now forever, now, now or never, or never.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. This time, I'm here to remind you that this weekend, Sunday, the 23rd of January 2022, the Articulation is on. We have beautiful, amazing panelists, and we have performances and special guests. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues that we face as different communities. Please join us. Go to our social media accounts and click reminder so you can be with us when we go live. Lungani Gwala, I am signing out. See you on Sunday, 23rd of January. Yay!
It's only now, now or never, now, now forever, now, now or never, or never.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. This time, I'm here to remind you that this weekend, Sunday, the 23rd of January 2022, the Articulation is on. We have beautiful, amazing panelists, and we have performances and special guests. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues that we face as different communities. Please join us. Go to our social media accounts and click reminder so you can be with us when we go live. Lungani Gwala, I am signing out. See you on Sunday, 23rd of January. Yay!
It's only now, now or never, now, now forever, now, now or never, or never.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. This time, I'm here to remind you that this weekend, Sunday, the 23rd of January 2022, the Articulation is on. We have beautiful, amazing panelists, and we have performances and special guests. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues that we face as different communities. Please join us. Go to our social media accounts and click reminder so you can be with us when we go live. Lungani Gwala, I am signing out. See you on Sunday, 23rd of January. Yay!
It's only now, now or never, now, now forever, now, now or never, or never.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. This time, I'm here to remind you that this weekend, Sunday, the 23rd of January 2022, the Articulation is on.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Articulation Show. I am your boy Lungani Gwala, as I promised, we have a performance today from Scelo Gowane. You know me from Global Sunday, I really appreciate and acknowledge artist. Introduction yami nje iyahlanya ngalendlela ezimangaliso. I know you guys call me umpempe, you talk too much. Wonke laba gama engibiza ngawo, it's fine. It's fine, but ngizokwenza countdown njengamanje, and then ngizonirevealela uScelo Gowane for a lovely performance. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scelo Gowane in the building.
Sihlele njengamadoda esifazane ngihleli nomuntu kodwa sengiyabona ukuthi mina ngaliwe futhi angisawazi nokhisi yabona nishene kwesikhathi eside uke wabona umuntu mase ufuna ukuhamba we ngithi uke wabona umuntu mase ufuna ukuhamba nje umuntu mahamba we ngithi uke wabona umuntu mase ufuna ukuhamba umuntu mase ufuna ukuhamba we ngithi uke wabona umuntu mase ufuna ukuhamba umuntu mase ufuna ukuhamba we yeah sesinesikhathi eside sithandana kodwa sixabane ngathi siyaqala ukubonana baby besikhuluma nawe wahleka sivelela umhlathi manje sengiyabona ukuthi uyabaleka ugcwala amahlathi akasangithathi notice lo muntu futhi angisawazi nokhisi njena ke ngiyabona useyithole nishende futhi kuyisikhathi eside ungewabona umuntu mase funa ukuhamba nje umuntu mase funa ukuhamba we ngithi ungewabona umuntu mase funa ukuhamba nje madoda umuntu mase funa ukuhamba we uke wabona umuntu mase funa ukuhamba umuntu mase funa ukuhamba we uke wabona umuntu mase funa ukuhamba umuntu mase funa ukuhamba we ngithi uke wabona umuntu mase funa ukuhamba umuntu mase funa ukuhamba nje ngithi uke wabona umuntu mase funa ukuhamba nje umuntu mase funa ukuhamba we wenzani ucika manje phela qala bona amafutha usehlale nabangani bakhe uhlale lungisa izinto zakhe uhlekwa kancane manje sethi ngavele kuhlukana manje usehlale nabangani bakhe hlale lungisa izinto zakhe cika manje phela qala bona amafutha usehlale nabangani bakhe hlale lungisa izinto zakhe uhlekwa kancane manje sethi ngavele kuhlukana manje usehlale nabangani bakhe uhlale lungisa izinto zakhe lo muntu ngithi uke wabona umuntu mase funa ukuhamba umuntu mase funa ukuhamba we ngithi uke wabona umuntu mase funa ukuhamba umuntu mase funa ukuhamba we ngithi uke wabona umuntu mase funa ukuhamba umuntu mase funa ukuhamba we ngithi uke wabona umuntu mase funa ukuhamba nje umuntu mase funa ukuhamba nje namadoda nisekhona Ize kuwe izwile ukuthi ubuyile bengivele ikulindile baby yeah but indaba zihlangana kodwa abantu bayahlangana isiphelile iminyaka ngifuna wena sithando sami wahamba izinsuku nezinyanga zasithela zathi polokoqo ngalinda izinyanga nezinsuku konke akupheli lutho inda izincwadi nezingcingo hayi akufiki lutho engabe ngabonani engabe ngakwenzani engabe uyabuya nini wangishiya ngingedwa ngenkemine engabe uyabuya nini wangishiya ngingedwa ngenkemine zithi izintombi awubheke lona uhlale hamba yedwa kwenze njani yababona bayazi le nto engizwayo ke abayazi ke madoda zithi izinsizwa ngidlala ubushimane mina madoda angivele ngishiye le nto ngibheke nye yababona bayizwa le nto engizwayo ke abayizwa bathi indaba kazihlangane kodwa abantu bayahlangana isiphelile iminyaka ngifuna wena sithando sami wahamba izinsuku nezinyanga zasithela akufiki lutho ngilala ngingalele ebusuku nobuthongo abufiki lutho ngalinda izincwadi nezingcingo hayi akufiki lutho engabe ngakonani engabe ngakwenzani engabe uyobuya nini baby yeah wangishiya ngingedwa ngenkemile engabe uyobuya nini baby wangishiya ngingedwa ngenkemile kwaze kwahamba izinsuku nezinyanga zathi polokoqo ngilala ngingalele ebusuku nobuthongo abufiki lutho ngalinda izincwadi nezingcingo hayi akufiki lutho engabe ngabonani engabe ngakwenzani engabe uyobuya nini baby wangishiya ngingedwa ngenkemile engabe uyobuya nini baby wangishiya ngingedwa ngenkemile Engabuya nini baby, uyobuya nini sithando sami, yeah, mangishiya, ngingedwa ngikemile, engabuya nini, yeah, uyobuya nini sithando sami, uyobuya nini themba lami baby, uyobuya nini darling. Can I hear everybody say, uyobuya, uyobuya, everybody, uyobuya, uyobuya, sing along, uyobuya, uyobuya, Angisa, uyobuya, uyobuya, Woza, uyobuya, 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 Woza, uyobuya, uyobuya, Woza, uyobuya, uyobuya, uyobuya nini, uyobuya, uyobuya, we, uyobuya, uyobuya, engabu uyobuya nini baby, we mama, yeah, when I wangishiya ngingedwa, wangishiya dangalele, wangishiya ngingedwa, ngelisithupa, engabu uyobuya nini baby, hey, we mama, when I wangishiya ngingedwa ngikemile, ngoba kwahamba izinsuku nezinyanga akufiki lutho, ngilala ngingalele ebusuku nobuthongo abufiki nje, ngalinda izincwadi nezingcingo, ayi akufiki lutho baby, engabe ngakonani, engabe ngakwenzani, baby. Thank you. Yeah, my name is Scelo Gowane. I hope everybody can be able to see me. We have a problem with the light stuff, but you can be able to follow me on my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook, on my page, Scelo Gowane. That's Scelo Gowane on Twitter, and you can also download a couple of my songs. And I really appreciate to be part of this platform. This is not small. This is very big. But again, all good things start with small beginning. The articulation.
Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. This time, I'm here to remind you that this weekend, Sunday the 23rd of January 2022, the articulation is on. We have beautiful, amazing panelists, and we have performances and special guests. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues that we face as different communities. Please join us. Go to our social media accounts and click reminder so you can be with us when we go live. Lungani Gwala, I am signing out. See you on Sunday, 23rd of January. Yay!
It's only now, now or never, now, now forever, now, now or never, or never.
Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. This time, I'm here to remind you that this weekend, Sunday the 23rd of January 2022, the articulation is on. We have beautiful, amazing panelists, and we have performances and special guests. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues that we face as different communities. Please join us. Go to our social media accounts and click reminder so you can be with us when we go live. Lungani Gwala, I am signing out. See you on Sunday, 23rd of January. Yay!
It's only now, now or never, now, now forever, now, now or never, or never.
Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. This time, I'm here to remind you that this weekend, Sunday the 23rd of January 2022, the articulation is on. We have beautiful, amazing panelists, and we have performances and special guests. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues that we face as different communities. Please join us. Go to our social media accounts and click reminder so you can be with us when we go live. Lungani Gwala, I am signing out. See you on Sunday, 23rd of January. Yay!
It's only now, now or never, now, now forever, now, now or never, or never.
Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. This time, I'm here to remind you that this weekend, Sunday the 23rd of January 2022, the articulation is on. We have beautiful, amazing panelists, and we have performances and special guests. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues that we face as different communities. Please join us. Go to our social media accounts and click reminder so you can be with us when we go live. Lungani Gwala, I am signing out. See you on Sunday, 23rd of January. Yay!
It's only now, now or never, now, now forever, now, now or never, or never.
Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. This time, I'm here to remind you that this weekend, Sunday the 23rd of January 2022, the articulation is on. We have beautiful, amazing panelists, and we have performances and special guests. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues that we face as different communities. Please join us. Go to our social media accounts and click reminder so you can be with us when we go live. Lungani Gwala, I am signing out. See you on Sunday, 23rd of January. Yay!
It's only now, now or never, now, now forever, now, now or never, or never.
Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. This time, I'm here to remind you that this weekend, Sunday the 23rd of January 2022, the articulation is on. We have beautiful, amazing panelists, and we have performances and special guests. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues that we face as different communities. Please join us. Go to our social media accounts and click reminder so you can be with us when we go live. Lungani Gwala, I am signing out. See you on Sunday, 23rd of January. Yay!
It's only now, now or never, now, now forever, now, now or never, or never.
Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. This time, I'm here to remind you that this weekend, Sunday the 23rd of January 2022, the articulation is on. We have beautiful, amazing panelists, and we have performances and special guests. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues that we face as different communities. Please join us. Go to our social media accounts and click reminder so you can be with us when we go live. Lungani Gwala, I am signing out. See you on Sunday, 23rd of January. Yay!
It's only now, now or never, now, now forever, now, now or never, or never.
Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. This time, I'm here to remind you that this weekend, Sunday the 23rd of January 2022, the articulation is on. We have beautiful, amazing panelists, and we have performances and special guests. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues that we face as different communities. Please join us. Go to our social media accounts and click reminder so you can be with us when we go live. Lungani Gwala, I am signing out. See you on Sunday, 23rd of January. Yay!
It's only now, now or never, now, now forever, now, now or never, or never.
Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka Umfana Chocolate. This time, I'm here to remind you that this weekend, Sunday, the 23rd of January, 2022, the articulation is on. We have beautiful, amazing panelists, and we have performances and special guests. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues that we face as different communities. Please join us. Go to our social media accounts and click reminder so you can be with us when we go live.
You gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health.
Sorry. Yeah, Selena Africano, artist. I do jazz, Afro-pop, Afro-jazz, crossover, Afro-soul. I act in it.